their business forward, I'd like to give a really nice introduction to this wonderful, wonderful lady. She is from Canada, Burlington, Ontario. So we're excited to have a Canadian coach on the Wake Up Call, which, the Wake Up Call is for US and Canada. The UK has their own call. But she had became a coach in March of 2015, so almost 4 years ago. She's a 7-star diamond coach, and she is a 2-time elite coach. She ranked number 24, so in the top 25 for 2019. So that was a huge, huge jump. So congratulations. She's been an all-star legend in Success Club for 40 months. And check out this stat. Her and her husband, Jamie Fitzpatrick, are the only 2-time elite couple in Beachbody history. So we are excited to have Kim Fitzpatrick. Come on in. Are you there? Yay! Yay. Thank you, Kim. You look terrific. Let me hear you talk for a second.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sandy. I think for the first time in my life, I was speechless. So.
All right. Well, you and I worked a little bit together on your topic today, which is very exciting because we've got the whole month of February really focused on in getting people into a program, and you have some great tips on that. So before we get started with the topic, why don't you tell people how you got started with Beachbody, and you can take it from there.
Perfect. My life before Beachbody was chaotic. It was fun. It was busy, but it was also filled with anxiety and stress, if I'm honest. And my husband and I, Jamie and I, we both traveled extensively for our corporate jobs. We were slowly clawing our way out of debt. At one point, fear of bankruptcy was really real for us. And, I was finishing my degree. We were raising 2 tiny humans. Tess was 3 at the time. Colby was 6 when we started coaching. And on top of that, we were both working anywhere from 40 to 50 to 60-hour work weeks and traveling all over 2 provinces. I hustled my entire career before becoming a coach. And if I'm honest, my corporate title had such a hold on me. It was my name badge. That title had that name. In a sense, it determined my worth in my eyes. And before becoming a coach, I was just climbing that corporate ladder. I actually thought I had made it. I had absolutely thought I had made it. I loved my job. I loved traveling. I loved the clout that came with the designation of the title. And for me, that was everything. But there's a reason why I felt like I had to hustle so hard. And I want to share that with you today. I really thought that I had to prove my worth. I really thought that I had to find where I belonged. I have a story like we all do. And my story actually started before I was born. And in and around the same time that my little heartbeat started beating in utero, my mom's cancer came back and her Hodgkin's lymphoma, and she was no longer in remission. And together, she and my dad made a brave choice to keep me versus aborting and fighting the disease. And my mom passed away 11 months after I was born. And the 11 months leading up to her death, there was a village and a community that raised me. And I grew up, in a great home, and we had 5 kids. My dad went on, he did remarry, and I had 2 more siblings from the 3 of us making 5. And I grew up with all the material things that I needed. But the one thing that I didn't feel was a lot of love. And I felt like I was constantly trying to prove my worth, constantly trying to feel like I was good enough, constantly trying to figure out where I fit in and where I belonged. And I was really trying to make sure that I knew that I was important, but I was so busy trying to prove that I just kept going on in circles. The lack of love in what is where I felt like I needed, the lack of love I wanted, really caused me to search my whole life for acceptance, for belonging. Being told that you're too much, you're too shiny, you're too bold, you're too, it can keep you really small. And I let it keep me super, super small. I was made to be smaller than I was. So naturally, my corporate role, that's hitting all those voids. It is absolutely hitting all those holes, all those buffers, all those things I just kept shoving down. I was such a weekday warrior. And I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but I would go all in on Monday, and by Wednesday, I was like, oh, I'm traveling. It's stressful. I'm tired. The kids have been up all night, and out went my wellness. It was super easy. I felt like I was starting over and over again each week. So start Monday, weekday warrior, all of those things. And I honestly will remember vividly, I would always say, I'm going to start again on Monday. I'm going to start again on Monday. It doesn't count. It doesn't matter. And I just constantly put myself down. Jamie and I have actually been clients of Beachbody for almost 10 years. True story. We own every DVD except for Brazil butt lift, and every deluxe DVD. So that was genius. So every time a deluxe DVD came out, I had to have it in all the equipment. And I was literally about to take out shares on the derm line before it lost shipping to Canada. So the other thing I'll say is that I also realized that the higher I climbed up my corporate ladder, the further I moved away from the things that set my soul on fire, from connecting with people, from having a positive impact, for creating and building community. And I realized that I just was craving wanting to be together with my family more. I was searching for so much and I didn't even realize. It was November of 2014, and I will never, ever forget this day. We were picking up our littles from daycare. We happened to be in the same car, and Jamie and I often referred to ourselves as the 605 parents, because we were always in and around 1 to 5 minutes late to pick up our kids because of traffic, meetings, and trying to get out. And I looked at Jamie right in the eye, and it gets me emotional because I'll never forget this day. I had tears streaming down my face because at that point, it was the first time we were together in 2 weeks as a family of 4. I had a lump in my throat, tears streaming down my face. I looked him right in the eye and I said, is this it? Is this what we're climbing for 30 more years? Is this what our life is gonna be like? This constant climb and hustle? Can't be it. It can't be it. I literally said that. It just can't be it. And that was the impetus for us taking action on this business opportunity. Jamie actually researched this business opportunity for 10 months prior to starting. And that's one of his biggest regrets, is not signing up earlier. Jamie signed up to be a coach January 2015. I signed up to be a coach a few months later, but it was really 6 months later after going to an event in Winnipeg where I actually listened to a coach speak. And I was sitting there just quietly, and I elbowed Jamie in the ribs so hard I could have bruised them. And I said, if this girl can do this, so can I. And I haven't looked back since.
Okay, so you really should have been in the Super Bowl commercials last night as a female empowerment, because wow, I mean, too shiny, too much, too. Incredible that you made that revelation. And I hope that Jamie has recovered from the bruising. But
he reminds me.
You have an incredible story, and every time, I mean, I've heard you say it a few times, but like it just is, it really reaches deep. So I know that you could speak on any topic, right? And so we wanted you to speak on this topic, but I'd like you to share with the audience why it's so important to you to share on this topic, because you are really tackling Share a Cart really very well. So I'll get out of your way and you can just take it from here.
Thanks, Sandy. All right, so today I've been asked to speak on Share a Cart, which is Beachbody's ordering tool, which we all know. Arnaud actually messaged me and he's like, hey, Kim, do you Share a Cart? I was like, yes. Doesn't everybody use Share a Cart? There's people who don't. I literally typed that back to him. Because honestly, Share a Cart is a bit of the heartbeat of my client and my business leader process. So for me, guys, and I just want to preface this talk is not about how Share a Cart works. It's about why Share a Cart works. And it's about how everything has changed in my business since I've actually started using this tool effectively and properly, really, in my opinion. Because here's what I know. When I started using Share a Cart properly, I was really able to step into my power as a coach and really be able to help guide people through their wellness journeys properly. So my first thing I do whenever I start and initiate anything with a new client is I put them in the driver's seat. It is really important to ask questions and listen. Ask questions and listen. So as soon as I start any of my conversations with my potential clients or business leaders, I see where they're at first. Whenever someone engages on a poll, messages, responds to a call to action, responds to a private message, I may message them on Instagram or on Facebook, I always first clarify, hey, and I'll use their first name. Did I see you click my poll that spoke to needing more nutrition? Or was it your toddler? Was it your cat's paw? I'm just, at this point, I'm trying to really get someone to respond back to me. And 90% of the chance, A, that cat paw makes them laugh, but B, they're saying, yeah, I did respond back and I need your help. And that's when the work starts, after the connection. So right from when they say yes, I have already put them in the driver's seat of their opportunity, this experience, this journey. It's really important to me. And the other thing that I do too is when I help them be an active part of their journey, I'm putting, honestly, them in their driver's seat, and they're listening. I'm listening, not telling them what they need to do. So these are some of the leading questions that I ask to really unpack that deeper need. Guys, people don't just reach out to you because they have no reason, right? And so often we're quick to be like, let me tell you all the options. And for me, that would send me running. So I tried to put myself in the shoes of my clients. Where was I 4 years ago? Where was I on again, off again? Where was I feeling that I was kept on missing my mark? So what do they want? What do they need? What are their past pain points and struggles? What prompted them to reach out? Who are they? That matters to me. Who they are matters to me because I get to go into a partnership with them. I am not a hero in this process. I am a guide. I am their coach and I am a guide. And it's important to me that my potential clients and their business partners feel that they're empowered, they're in control, and actively participating in the wellness package that I get to send them in the form of Share a Cart. So next, I'm going to set expectations right from the beginning. They've said yes. Now they're like, yeah, I'm excited. I let them know early on that we're going to determine the kits, the package, specific nutrition program, and the supplements together. It's a we thing, not an I thing. And it's imperative, guys, that we build this relationship that you're very clear that you're going to create a plan that can completely accomplish their goals. Before we do anything, you have to pour belief into them like a fire hose. That's our job. It's our number one job, is pour belief into them that they can do this and you're going to help them do this. They need to believe and understand that this is possible. And I believe there's a calming effect when they know they're an active participant in the selection process and that what will best serve them and get them results. It gets them excited right from the beginning. Guys, we are not to convince anybody to complete a Share a Cart. They are eager to get the wellness plan that you have co-created together, shipped to their door, and then they get to put it into action. That's the magic right there. They need to believe and understand that you're going to support them for the long haul. Our clients are not a transaction. This is not a transaction. This is a relationship. And you need to remember that we together, the client, we build that Share a Cart, which is the first step in their wellness journey. And it's the first step of them becoming a leader in their life and taking back control. That serves their needs, their wants, and their goals. So when I'm communicating to my clients and I'm helping them and understand that we're going to build this program together, I touch on this at the beginning to build and enhance that conversation and relationship with them. Again, I need them to know they're a part of this process. So let's get technical. Here are some of the questions I actually ask my clients as I move them through the Share a Cart process and the relationship building process. And let me be very, very clear. I am not here to upsell anybody. That's not my jam or my game, but I am here to help people get the best results. And that's possible, and it's my business. And I also am here to make sure that they understand that this is the best investment they'll ever make in their lives, and that these products are top-notch and they're worth every single penny. The other thing I want to share too is that they have been watching me use these products and use Energize and use Recover and all those other different things that I use and share on my stories and on my social media daily. That's super key. That was a key point there. So action step with number one, I'm going to give you some action steps here. Number one, it's building the Share a Cart process. And again, I do this to get a sense, I do these questions to get a sense of where are the clients really at? Why did they follow up with me? What products do they need? What nutraceuticals are missing? What do they need? So here's something I'll ask. Can you tell me what your morning routine is? What do you typically eat from, upon rising to noon? What this does is it really gives me an idea about what are they spending? What's their lifestyle like? Do they have a lack there of routine? So that is an opportunity for me to be able to help talk about Shakeology, maybe those cost objections, etc. Because now I realize where some of the wiggle room is going in their budget. The other thing I love to ask is, do you have trouble getting motivated to exercise, or do you find that you're lethargic or tired in the morning? That relates directly to their energy, which relates to nutrition, which relates to also an incredible product that we can add on and build and Share a Cart, Energize, AKA my mama juice that I drink on the daily. So super, super important to kind of dig into a little bit more of those questions that are going to help you to be able to dovetail the cart, which makes sense. Do you find you get sore easily? This is a huge question, especially for people that are just starting their journey. I strongly recommend Recover as well, because it's really going to help them rebound quicker, which is going to help them stay on task, on point, and committed to their journey rather than giving up because they're too sore. The other thing I love to say is, what do you struggle with nutrition? Here I'm digging for, do you need more portion control containers? Do you struggle with emotional eating? Are you really excited to are you training for a competition? What is it that you need that's going to best serve your needs? The other thing I ask, do you snack a lot? I think about beach bars. I think about Shakeology. I have Shakeology for a snack and smoothie bowl. So these are all things that I'm really able to speak to, and it really has helped with my sales process. So often, guys, we go based on a base challenge pack. And I feel that we are under determining our value when we do that. You know, what about the 3-day refresh that Sandy just talked about earlier this morning? Has it been a long time since you focused on you? That's a great start to get started as a kickstart. So we have to know the products, be aware of the products, and be stewards of using the products in order to sell and speak to the products. So
you're doing great. I want to ask you, when you get all this information, you're asking a lot of questions, which is great. You're really coaching. You're finding out more about this person. Do you keep that information somewhere so that you remember that they were going to do a triathlon, or you remember that they struggle with eating breakfast in the morning? Like, where do you keep all this? Just throwing something at you this morning.
Yeah, of course. So I use Streak, which is my CRM I use. I also am a massive fan of highlighters and pen and paper. So I love to write notes and love notes next to their name of what we're talking about and their points. So that's really important. That's kind of the way that I do it, Sandy. And it's really been working for me because it triggers me on those conversations.
Okay, keep going.
All right. So again, guys, you know, Rachel Hollis says this too, and I gotta love her, my pal Rach. But she really says, you know, how are you determining the benchmark of the value of you as a business owner? So are you going in with an easy sell, or are you really being an expert and being able to help people see the value of all of the different products and how it dovetails beautifully well in the form of a share cart? And again, guys, this is the thing. People may very well go with a base kit, but if you do not educate them on what the potential is, you're actually selling your client short. So it's very important for you to make sure you know everything in order to give them the maximum value. Our job is to help people get results as well as stay in this for the long haul. So action step number 2 is get personal. Connect as a human and introduce the community aspect. At this point, guys, I have not yet shared my share cart. We've talked about it. I've identified the action steps. We have a plan. Now my second or third or fourth, kind of about my fourth message to them is in and around, now that we've completed the questions, we've dived into the specific of where you're at, what is going to serve you. I want them to feel that this is about building this perfect cart for them. I do a personalized video message. And again, I've listened. So I know whether or not they're a new mama, they're in a current role, a corporate role, that they feel like they're on the hamster wheel where I was. And I say to them, I talk about examples of the new mamas and those professionals or people working in the night shift. They're not alone in our online community. So it becomes relatable. That's really important. I talk about the monthly book clubs, the weekly email they're going to receive from me daily, weekly, the daily check-ins that are in our groups. I do this to educate them on the value of what they're going to get alongside all those programs, so that they understand, and having me as a coach before the share a cart goes to their inbox. For me, if you send the price before the value, I've noticed that people may not understand the whole picture. And that's when I've had people ghost on me, when I haven't given the right value, when I haven't explained it properly what they're going to get. So that's important to me. And then action step 3 is the invite. So we've identified the workout. We've identified the nutrition support. We've identified the right kit and even success buddy that I'm going to partner them up with in the group. And they've reviewed all the value of joining me as their coach and our electric community. I then invite the client by really asking and saying, all right, I think you're ready to change your life, girl. And I really, really mean this. I never use a line I do not feel in my soul with my clients or my potential business leaders. It is incredibly important for this to be a natural process and that they get all of me. And they also get all that they're designing. And this point now, share a cart's a natural next step. I explain, I'm circling back for when we first started building your wellness kit. And this is where I'm just so excited for you. And I cannot wait to get this in your hands. I do put pressure on timing, as now is when they get to make a choice. And it also helps with the completion of the share cart in a timely manner so we can get them plugged into the magic, as I like to call our challenge groups. I'm a huge proponent of creating FOMO, which is fear of missing out. And if you don't have your tools, you can't join the group and you're going to be delayed on when you want to start your wellness journey. So for example, I'll say I've got 5 spots left, and typically I do. I have 5 spots left. It takes time for shipping. Our group's starting next week. Are you ready to be a leader in your own life? And I love to use those words because I want them to be a leader right from the beginning. I want them to feel that they're in control of this wellness journey and I'm their guide. So once 98% of this is a yes, it's a yes, I'm ready. Let's send me the share cart. And I go forward and I do one of the things that I love to do is build the share cart. Sometimes if they haven't really nailed down on the flavor they want, I'll show them the drop down box of all the different flavors that they can have. They're like, that is so cool. So they're really, really involved in this. I go back to their previous answers to my questions. Again, they know exactly what challenge pack they're going with, and I just build their cart from there. Then I message the client. I tell them that their share cart is ready to go. I'm super pumped for them. I also will use the copy shareable link button at the bottom so that an email is sent as well as the shareable link. And then I tell them your order's right in, it's complete. Let me know when you've completed your order so that I can send you your welcome series emails and get you plugged into this community that I cannot wait to introduce you into. Due to this process, honestly, I feel that we've had a total increase of our sent share carts to completed share carts. Our conversion rate is incredibly high. And I typically have little to no incomplete share carts. And then guys, the work starts. We then get to guide people through their journey and you get to welcome another member to your tribe. And that is when the heartbeat really starts. And you get to build this relationship. And how good does that feel?
Feels pretty good to me. You got me sold. You know what? That was really, really good. I'm going to go back for a second because on Facebook, some people are saying, wow, that is so much. And of course, you started this whole thing by saying, I'm too shiny, too much, too loud, too this. But if you don't let people know the value before the price, that is where the explosion comes of words. So I want you to go back a little bit and say, what is the balance here of giving people the value before the price so that you're really giving them what you're doing is coaching. You're giving the solutions. I want you to repeat that again, because it's not that you're just throwing everything out there. You're really coming back with the value first.
I think
go to the again.
Again, it comes down to listening, and it comes down to hearing what people need, and then being able to respond back to them and again, build that relationship based on their need. Every person that has talked to me about what they're missing, whether it's community, empowerment, feeling included, not wanting to fall on or off again. It comes down to accountability, but it also comes down to them understanding that you're not just sending a link for them to just join something that they never hear back from again. You need to prove your worth. You need to prove, why are they choosing you as a coach? Why are they choosing you as a mentor? Why are they choosing you as an upline? Would you choose you? Would you choose you?
So another question would be, what happens if you get a price objection right up front? Like you don't even have time to share the value. It's obvious that these people are probably not watching you throughout your process, but they are just completely, jumping into the negativity of, well, it's too much.
I ask them, how ready are you for change? And I will say that majority of the people that are giving objections, it isn't a reason as to why the price is so high. It's also because they're either not seeing the value yet, they're not ready, or you haven't done a good enough job showing on your social media that you are the person that they need to join. It tells a story. Your social media is your storefront just as much as your inbox. So if you're in your inbox cold inviting a bunch of people and you're not telling them how you're going to serve them, giving free value, giving free information, why are they going to trust you? Why would they sign up with you?
Awesome. I think that is, that's right on. You're really good. You're really good at this. And I'm very happy for your success in these last 4 years. So I'm going to ask you the question that we close out with, which is about personal fulfillment, and share a little bit about how rewarding coaching has been for you.
So I'm going to try and get through this without crying, but it's like, I'm already crying. So here we go. Guys, this opportunity has like completely changed my life. My dream was to be able to walk my children to and from school. My husband, Jamie and I didn't want more stuff. We didn't want a bigger house. We didn't want new cars. You know, we wanted freedom. And we called this Operation Freedom. We hashtagged that. And we wanted to be governed. We wanted to not be governed by a time clock or an employer. And the most rewarding thing that coaching's ever done for us is the people that we have the honor of partnering with, linking arms with our clients, our team. Our culture is just bar none. I love our team so much. And we collectively help people attain freedom, whatever that means for them, whether it's health, wellness, mental, emotional, or financial. And most of all, coaching saved me. I really found where I belonged. I found self-love. I found my value. I found my inner purpose. I found my voice. I found my tribe. I found my footing. And it's made me into the woman, the mother, the business owner, the wife, and the human that I never even realized existed, because I was living in such a shell, all because of a story that needed to be rewritten with a happier ending. And I have two legacies to fulfill. Mine and the beautiful woman that gave up her life for me. So this is my second chance, and I'm going to have at it.
On that note, thank you so much, Kim, for sharing your beautiful story with us and your reason for using Share a Card as a way to get more personal with people, and, you know, better customer service, better communication. I mean, you really use it in the way that it was intended. So for that, I just want to say thank you so much for being on the call, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
And coaches, that was an incredible call. You're going to want to go back and listen to it or watch it. You know, we try and get the podcast back up. I have an affirmation card here. Do what your heart leads you to do. It reminds me a lot of Kim, because she has a huge heart, and she started off her journey with a lot to prove. And she's done it with an incredible, genuine heart. So with that, I'd like to say, have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.